Sorry. Yeah, so let's start at the top of Lamatesim base. If you have a patch of land which is a square, a 6x6 tvachim, a square patch of land, you're able to plant inside the square patch 5 different types of plants. Arba al arba ruches haruga, 4 plants on each corner. I mean, you could 1 plant on each corner. Apples, carrots, apples 1 corner, carrots 1 corner, tomatoes 1 corner, and then something else in the other corner. And v'achas b'emtza, 1 in the middle. And so you can have 1 patch of 6x6 tvachim, and you have 5 different plants. And apialach is not counted as kilayim yet. Kilayim only means where it's a smaller, it's nearer than this. This is the minimal share that you're not even kilayim. So if I know that you could sow 6 on a patch 6x6 tvachim, why do they need Rav to tell us that all the different types of mar you're able to sow together, plant together? Says the more like this. I would have thought, when can you plant in a patch which is 6x6, dafka by seeds, meaning by produce like wheat or different types of or different other plants? I would be rockish when it comes to vegetables. Maybe since the roots of the vegetable plants go deeper, and there's a big chance that underground they're going to connect together. So I would have thought that by vegetables you need a bigger share, you need a bigger space to plant 5 plants together. Kamash Malon comes out to teach us that even though these things are vegetables, you can still, the share that you could plant them together is 6x6 tvachim. Says the Gemara. So what does it mean? That from here we see that the roots of vegetables are deeper and more stronger than the roots of wheat and so forth. Says the Gemara, you're telling me that Yerakis, the vegetables, are stronger than the seeds? But now we learned in the Mishnah, all types of seeds, you cannot plant them in one patch. Common Yerakis, but when it comes to vegetables, you could plant in one patch. And here we see that we're more machmer by seeds than by vegetable plants. So the Gemara, no, the Tema, I would have thought Hani Mora means Raimlin. I would have thought that the Mara we're saying in the Mishnah is a type of seed. It's not a vegetable. We're going to explain what it means soon. Kamash Malon comes to, therefore the Mishnah comes to teach us that they are a type of vegetable. And since they are a type of vegetable, the roots, we have a different bite that teaches that the roots don't get mixed up on the ground, and therefore 6x6 tvachim be able to plant them together. Said the Gemara, how can you think that a mar, which is a vegetable, is going to be his produce? We don't know what mar is. We just explained, but now we already explained Yerakis, and the Mishnah says that a mar is a vegetable, not a produce. V'tana Bakapara, Sota Bakapara said Yerakis, and V'tani B'Shmuel, Sota Shmuel said Yerakis, that we're speaking about vegetables over here. So what do you mean? I would have thought that a mar is a type of a grain or whatever it is. What do you mean? We said vegetables. So then what? The Chazaris Yitzchli. That we said this day to teach us for the Chazaris. What's special about the Chazaris? Chazaris is like lettuce. So I would have thought, since the way these things work that eventually the leaves fall off and you're left only with the core. So native layered and the core is very hard, and the core is very is able to the core hardens up and it swells. So maybe I need more space inside that patch in order that it shouldn't mix together. Lav Amar Rabbi Yesi Meisiv Lord Etfei Lav Amar Rabbi Yesi Bechanina Dinner Beis Bechanina Say Kelach Shal Kruv Shuksha. If you have a core of a cabbage plant that became hard, Marchivin Lei Beis, we have to put more space so it shouldn't get mixed up with other plants because it swells. Amo, this is what we see. So we see that Kim Joseph will actually everything that if something is gonna harden up, so we have to give it more space. So too regarding planting mar, if you plant mar, maybe you're gonna have to give it more space than 6x6 tvachim. Kamash Malon, therefore, come to teach us that no, that even the chazaris, which is the core, hardens up and it grows bigger, we do not have to put more space. That's what we teach us. Kil chasan, that you're able to plant them kalacha, just like other plants. In a patch which is 6x6, you can plant 4 or 5 different types of vegetables together. So to the mar plants, you're able to sow them together, even though there's a plant in the chazaris which has a stem, has a core, and so you need more space. K'mashma, you don't need more space. Okay, says the Gemara like this. We said in the Mishnah that you're able to be with mar, if it's wet and if it's dry. She said that if it's dry, you're able to be, we speak the core of the lettuce or of the horseradish, whatever it is. Aba ba'alin, Horseriders don't have ava ba'alin, but when it comes to the leaves, the lettuce leaves, lachin in you can only be yetze if they are wet, but if they are dry, meaning they are dried up, they're shriveling already, then you cannot be yetze. Says the Gemara. If we said it in the Mishnah, that which you said that you could be yetzer with the core is the last in the Mishnah. If the Mishnah is teaching us that by the core of the lettuce that you could be yetzer, the core of the cabbage or the vegetable, if it's wet or dry, why do we make a break? First we said the dinim of the mar, and we said you could be yetzer side if it's dry, side if it's wet, and the last din we say about a core. We should have said the core in the middle. Says the Gemara, no, Perush Kumafash. The Mishnah is being Mafash. It's telling us that what? Ki Tani, that which I told you a second ago, Ben Lachem invasion, it can be Yetze. If it's dry or wet, I wasn't speaking about the general vegetable. I was speaking about Kalach, I was speaking about the core of the vegetable. Meisvei. So we're going to ask on this din from a Bryce. Yetzin says in a Bryce, Yetze Behem, you're able to be Yetze with these vegetables, with the leaves, the Kalach Shalam and their core. Bein Lachem, Bein Yeveshim, say if they're wet, say if they're dry, different made this and a made opinion. Chacham say no. Lachin yetzer mahem. If they're wet, you're able to be yetzer. Yeveshim ain't yetzer. If it's dry, you cannot be yetzer. So we have machlekes on Tanoim if you can be yetzer with dry mar or not. For Shavin, and they both agree, yetzer mahem kumushim, that if they're a little bit dry, they're not completely dry. They're a little bit dry, then you can be yetzer. Avo loy kavushin, but not if they're pickled. V'loy shlukin, not if they're cooked deeply. V'loy muvusharim, even if a little bit cooked. This is the rule. Anything that has the taste of a mar, you can be yetzer. There's no taste of mar, and yetzer, you can be yetzer. What do we see from here? That which the Meir said, that which the Meir said, you can be yetzer the vegetable and with their core. And he touched there is that saif is dry and saif it mean that which is dry or wet doesn't only go on the core, dry or wet goes on the leaves also. Says the Gemara, no. So we have a proof that not only the leaves can be yetzer, not only the core you can be yetzer if it's dry, if it's wet. You can be yetzer even the leaves, even if you have dry, you can also be yetzer. He meant to mean that it goes in the core, but the leaves have to actually be wet. Says the Gemara, Tana about him, you cannot be yetzer with mara which is komush, with mara which is a little bit dry. Mishum Rabbi said yetzer kumushim. The argument says you could be yetzer if it's a little bit dry. So what's the din? It could be yetzer. So that is a one machlekes about mar. We're going to come back to it soon. Another details we have about mar. But Rabbi asked another question. What is the din if a person can be yetzer mara with Masechta in Yerushalayim? We know we learned about this a few times. Masechta, we have to bring it into Yerushalayim and eat it there. So even though you cannot eat it outside Yerushalayim, but you have to eat it. You have to eat in Yerushalayim. So what's the din? Can it be yetzer? It cannot be yetzer. Says something like this. Leave that Rabbi Kiva that says that by matzah you could be yetzer outside Yerushalayim. You could learn before. Later, for sure you could be yetzer. Why? Because hash matzah deiraisa if by Masechta which is the deiraisa, which is matzah, and Rabbi Kiva matzah is chayiv Masechta deiraisa, and Rabbi Kiva still said you could be yetzer with mechiv matzah even though you can't eat outside Yerushalayim. The mara, the rabbanon, the mara, which the chiv of Masechta mara isn't deiraisa. The chiv of Masechta vegetables is only the rabbanon. For sure you could be yetzer. If you could be yetzer on chiv of Masechta deiraisa, you could also be yetzer Masechta the rabbanon. Answers the Gemara. When do you have the question? What's the din? But matzah deiraisa. So the nothing. Maybe only a matzah which is deiraisa you cannot be yetzer. Maybe if the mar is the rabbanon, it's only chayiv Masechta the rabbanon. So nothing. Maybe the rabbanon more lenient. The more we said the other way around. No, call the talking rabbanon came the deiraisa talking. Anything rabbanon masakin like the din of deiraisa, and therefore. I could say maybe that you're not yet with Mara Masechta. Answers the Gemara. Rabbi says mistabla matzah Mara. What makes sense is that Mara has the same thing as matzah, and just like matzah, just like matzah, if your whole matzah is yetzer, so tomorrow yetzer. If your matzah not yetzer, so tomorrow you won't hold the yetzer. Says the Mishnah. Ain't trying to say Mursan and Tanagel. person cannot soak his chicken feeding seeds, his chicken seeds to feed his chickens in water because it's going to become chametz, like it's small wheat kernels. But you're able to put them in boiling hot water to cook them very quickly and then take them out. Another day in the Mishnah says, a woman cannot take wheat seeds and put them in water and soak them in water to take them to the bathhouse to use them as a smearing cream, smearing on a skin. Because if you're going to put it in water, it's going to cook and become chametz. But she's able to use it on her arm without any water. Another din, a person should not chew wheat seeds and put them on his bruise. In those days, the meaning was one of the medicines was they would chew wheat seeds and put it on their wounds. So you can't do that in Pesach. Why? Because they're going to become chametz. Through the slide, they're going to come chametz. It says in the Mishnah, says in the Brayso, the Brayso says these are the things that do not become chametz. Things which are cooked, which are baked in an oven. We're going to see what that means soon. Meaning something which is baked in an oven can never become chametz again. Something which is cooked, something which is put in boiling hot water. Ask the Gemara straight, something which is cooked cannot become chametz. The second you're cooking something, you're going to make it chametz. If you're going to start cooking wheat, it's going to make it chametz. So what do you mean it doesn't make sense? What do you mean it doesn't become chametz? Says the Gemara, what Bryce means to say is, ha'afi, something which is already baked. When you already baked the cake, if you're going to put this cake inside and then cook the cake afterwards, then the cake is never going to become chametz. So if you're going to cook matzah on Pesach, it's not going to become chametz. Now, what you're chesed for gabraks is nothing got to do with if something is cooked, baked, it's going to come chametz. So chesed that there's a flour still left on the matzah. Says the Gemara, Tanya. Rabbi says, if you have a flour that was hanging around outside and you had water dripping from your roof, from your gutter, and water fell into your flour pot, I feel even if it was dripping the whole day, it's not going to become chametz. Why? Because since there's water dripping every single second, it doesn't have time to how do we say to give time for the flour to rise, because the water's shaking. The water there's movement every single second inside your flour pot, your flour, and therefore the flour won't become chametz. Papa puts a condition. He says no. It has to be dripping every single second. If there's 1 second, it's going to stop. So the second's going to stop. So that's going to give the water time to get its act together, kilo, and it's going to be able to make the flour become chametz. Amar Dvei Shira, the students of Reb Shila said, Vasika. Vasika is a type of a dish which is made of flour and salt. Shari is mutar on Pesach. Why? Because it doesn't have anything to make it rise. Tanya says the Gemara Vasika also that Vasika, this type of dish is also. I'm saying Gemara like Kasha. The Avida b'mshicha milcha. This is how you made it. When do we say that it becomes chametz? When you made it with oil and salt. But when do we? But if you make it with oil and salt, then it's fine. But if you make it with water and salt, then it's going to become chametz, because water makes things chametz. One more thing. Amar Zutra, we're just saying different din of things become chametz. Amar Zutra says the limnich inish kidra bekimcha da vishna. A person cannot make like a pancake, meaning put flour inside the pan. Dilma like bashul shapi, because a person maybe is not going to cook it properly, and if he's not going to cook it properly, the chimut is going to become chametz. Okay, we'll stop over here. The bottom of the test. Amid base. Have a good night.